Hello survivors and welcome to another video. In today's video we decided we were going to do a little bit of a challenge. Now as you can see, my skill tree has absolutely 0 leaves equipped. So this is just for my own personal daily challenge. And what we're going to be doing is we're not going to be doing a Ragnarok run because I'm not quite comfortable with it just yet, but we're going to be beating expert in Midgard with Amaranth. Now we're starting off with Midgard, and if this goes extremely well, we will move to Alfheim and then start Alfheim and then the other realms. But just to to make it a little bit easier on me, we're going to be starting off on expert in Midgard. It is a lot easier than some of the other realms currently, so let's see what we can do. Now the best thing about using Amaranth for this is, well, one, she gets XP when she gets hit, so it does make it a lot easier on her to be in a much better place than some of the other characters where you just lose a heart when you get hit. So for Amaranth it is a lot easier for her to be stronger than some of the other characters. And then also we do have our summons, which are going to keep us a lot more safe than other cases. And because we have RV, we don't necessarily need XP attraction, because RV will attract some of the XP a little bit later on into the run, once we start putting more points into it. So we're going to start with the Pea Sprout, obviously, to get ourselves a lot more damage earlier on and to be able to clear things. But you can already see that RV is starting to collect XP for us, and we are in a fantastic spot. So it's probably the easiest character to do expert with without a tree, because there are so many things that affect it in a very good way. And we just hoping to get some good modifiers over here. We're not really going to reroll much. We don't have that luxury while we are playing without a skill tree, because our damage numbers and everything like that is so low. We do need to be quite cautious on how we spend our points. And unfortunately, if we don't have anything extra, we can't afford to reroll anything, because, well, it's just not feasible. We don't have the points to waste. And there we did get hit. Unfortunately, we're trying to not get hit, but we did get a little hit over there. It's okay, it's not the end of the world. We did land up killing that elite over there. The elites are probably your best friend when you are trying to do this without a skill tree, and the reason for that is because they are going to give us the most XP possible. We're just going to grab this. We're just going to make sure that we dodge all of the minions. I can't even get the laugh, because, that's how the character works. And we got a chest over here, so that's actually very, very good. It could give us damage. Perfect. Alright, so 3 skill points over here. We're going to go for more damage. And then we are going to reroll the last one. We're going to get some damage and summons. That's obviously going to just increase our damage substantially. So increasing the amount of summons we have and the amount of damage that they do is going to put us in a fantastic spot. Now you don't have to do this with the pea shoots, or pea sprouts, sorry. You can actually do this with Skog as well. Chili, I think, is a little bit different. I'm not sure how you would start off with Chili. Again, I'm not really... this is my first time doing it on expert without the assistance of the skill tree, so we are kind of just learning as we go. Now over there I could have gone for +1 summons, and I probably should have, because that would have essentially given us like an extra 25% increased damage instead of maybe a 3 or so damage. And the reason I say 25% increased damage is it's going to be our 5th Pea Sprout, and that means more damage overall. So again, we're just going to reroll. I think we can go for summons, or rather, and some penetration. That should be fine. And then we are going to grab our emerald bracelet as well as our summoning stone. So summoning stone is going to be more damage, so we should get up to 60 damage per pea sprout bullet, or pea being shot. So that will put us in a good spot. We are going to go for the damage first without hopefully dying. Or actually, I think we're going to go for the heart first now, because we keep getting hit, so now we get a heart every minute, which is perfectly fine. The run lasts about 20 minutes or so, so we should be able to get another 16 hearts. That's if we don't lose any along the way. Now, I haven't really been looking for any of the shrines. Again, this is without the map, without anything like this. It's just to show, you know, anything is possible. We do have a mirror there. We're not going to grab it yet. And because it's not going to help us, we're going to end up getting 6 gold. Whoopty. So let's look for other shrines along the way and see if we can find anything. As you can see, we are in a comfortable spot, but we're not safe. We're not safe at any time during this. We could die at any given time. We do need to be as careful as possible, and we do have enough points to put it into our summoning stone. And then we're going to go for the movement speed per green heart as well. That's going to allow us to dodge the monsters a little bit later on into the run. So let's go and try and grab this. Again, RV is probably going to be something we're going to start leveling as well, and then looking at leveling our ultimate as well, just for, you know, get the first level into the ultimate, just so we do have that extra damage for the upcoming boss fight. Luckily, Scavenger Rat isn't too difficult, or Scavenger King, sorry, is his name, isn't too difficult of a fight. And this isn't Ragnarok either, so it's not like he gains movement speed or anything like that. So we should be in a very comfortable spot. Let's go see if we can find any other shrines along the way. If we could magically somehow break a box and get an XP ring, we would be in an even more amazing spot. And we would be able to get a lot more levels going forward. So let's just see what's happening over here. We're just gonna keep going. Excuse me. Can't multitask there, and grab my cell phone, which was near my speaker, my microphone, so it was making a noise. I'm not sure if you hear it in the recording, but it doesn't matter. I wanted to move it, and it caused me to take damage, unfortunately. So, you know, next time I should use my other hand instead of my left hand, which is on my movement keys. Alright, so we can do two things here. We can either level up RV, which is going to help us, or we can go and level up our ultimate, which will assist us, yes, but it's RV is going to give us more XP, and the more XP we have, the more we can get in terms of, you know, everything else. So we're going to grab RV, we're going to try and get summons and area. We're not really worried about damage. We're going to be using RV just to collect the XP that is on the floor for us. So we're going to level up our RV. That's going to assist us with levels. And again, we're not looking for damage. We are looking for summons and area. Duration isn't really too important. But again, area and summons, that's just going to help us get more of them. Cooldown is also quite good. And we're not really going to reroll. We don't really worry too much about the stats. What I am saying is that these are you know, more helpful than the others, but every single stat is perfectly fine to get, but getting ourselves area as well as the amount of summons is going to be better. But we aren't going to try and roll for it. We aren't too worried about that because it's going to be good regardless. So there we go, damage and duration, that's going to work fine, especially when we do fight the boss. We should be okay with having more damage. We're going to grab ourselves some, I don't know what we're going to go for over here. Let's grab some area. That's going to make them deal, you know, bigger balls means easier time to hit targets. So go for that stat. Alright, I need 2 more levels. We will get it. The rat should die very, very quickly. We aren't too worried about being able to kill him. One of the most important things is to know what the rat can do to you. And in this case, we know he has a dash and he jumps in the air and lands on your head. So as long as you know what his telltale signs are before he dashes or jumps in the air, you will be perfectly safe. So we're going to grab that. We can grab that. We could go for ace, but we don't have enough money, so we can't go for ace. So we're going to grab the damage over here. That's going to give us a lot more damage. And let's see where we can go from there. Actually, we're going to grab the heavy stone as well. That's going to assist us in terms of just damage. That plus 5% will be relatively helpful. Alright, for a second there the music stopped. I don't know if it always stopped inside the shop or not, but you know, for us it did stop. That was very, very weird. We can now increase our RV to max, but we're going to go and ascend our P-Sprout over to triple attack. Again, that's going to just make our damage go up even more. And as you can see, we are dealing a comfortable amount of damage now. So now what we can do is we can just go run around and have a look if we can find some of these shrines to see if they're going to help us become more powerful. Now we don't need any life shrines. Again, that is going to actually be bad for us, and we can actually take a little bit of a risk over here. Hopefully we do fight some elites. That's going to give us some more XP, but we're going to get this poison mushroom over here, or poisonous mushroom, and that's going to just be added extra poison damage to you know, damage enemies for free for absolutely nothing. So why not grab it? It's free damage, and that's going to assist us in terms of damage again. So let's keep going. We are halfway done with the run. We seem to be in a fantastic spot. Again, just in the very, very beginning, RV not the best starter in terms of dealing damage to things. But again, I do feel very, very comfortable here. So I think next time we can definitely give this a go on Alfarm. Now, the problem is that with every map that we go up in, or each different realm, it gets harder and harder. So we will definitely give this a shot on Alfarm in the future, especially if you guys enjoy the video. So give the video a thumbs up. If the video does hit, let's say 100 likes, then we will definitely keep going forward with this. So make sure the video does hit 100 likes. Let's get those likes down in there, and we will do this on Alfarm next. This will be the first character that we do Alfarm on with no leaves. Down in the description I will have the videos where I did do some of the other characters with expert mode on Midgard. We haven't done it on Halfgrim. I believe it is only Thara as well as on Axeldor that we've done this. Halfgrim's a little bit of an interesting one, but I think he is in a very good spot to be able to do it. And again, maybe we can do that first before exploring Alfarm with these characters. But again, the other realms are a lot more difficult than this realm, so we do have to keep that in mind when doing it. We might have to add a little bit of the tree, but not too much. But again, you do need to remember this is expert, which is supposed to be the hardest difficulty, and we are getting daily challenges in the game, and that's going to obviously be silly things like this, where you know you're not allowed to use your Yggdrasil, or you could be you know, barred from using specific relics or specific things in your constellation, or you could have reduced XP or reduced attraction. You know, we don't know what the daily challenges are going to be, but the developers do have a plan for everyone, and I feel like it could be quite dastardly. Who knows what they are going to put, but I did put a suggestion forward saying that, you know, maybe the community could decide what the dailies can be throughout, like on the Discord channel, and then they get implemented in the game that way. I do know that other games like Soulstone Survivors, they had a daily challenge thing, but it wasn't really implemented into the game like it is going to be in Nordic Ashes. And it's going to be really, really good. It's going to be really, really fun, and I cannot wait to see what these challenges are. Again, they are going to make it quite a... We could do a daily a video on it each day on each of the different challenges. So as we get the challenges every day, we can do those challenges going forward, at least for content. But we'll see what the challenges are, and we can decide once we are able to see them on whether or not they're going to be interesting enough. Because even though something could be a challenge, it could be extremely straightforward and also not too exciting. However, it is exciting to play them. So don't get me wrong, it's exciting, but I mean, to watch someone play it, it might not be exciting is what I'm trying to say. I don't know how to explain it properly, but you know. Okay, give me a chest. Thank you. Perfect. We are lacking damage, so getting more damage would be cool. We do have a Sindri's axe. That is quite a strong one. We're going to go over there. We're going to grab ourselves some of the cooldown. That's going to be fantastic. Area of effect. And we can even grab the XP and then move on to the ultimate. And as you can see, we are getting a whack ton of experience. We're actually going to move to damage over here now, increasing our damage even further. And like I said, we do land up getting a lot of hearts to the point where it's actually beneficial to us to get hit, especially earlier on, where we can use those early levels to increase our damage. So that's going to be fantastic. Probably one of the easiest characters to do these expert runs on. And as you can see, we are already on the second boss. What he does is his ground slam over there. We do just need to be careful of him just a little bit. He has two attacks. The one is the ground slam. The next one is him summoning rocks from the sky. And we are just worried about the ground slam more than anything else. The rocks aren't too bad. Pretty easy to dodge and clear. But his ground slam, if he is too close to you, is very difficult to get out of the way from. So fantastic, he's dead. We don't have any money except to buy ourselves an RNG tonic, give us something good. We landed up with duration, not the most fantastic, but we can't really do much about that, unfortunately. Now we are going to double ascend our P Sprout, that's that, and we have enough to do our ultimate. Fantastic, so we are in the perfect spot. We do have elites now, and again with our ultimate, they're dealing so much damage. I believe we are in a spot where we can just freely roam now, as long as our ultimate is up. If our ultimate isn't up, we're not going to do the roaming. We'll wait for it to be up, and then we'll start roaming again, because now more monsters are going to be spawning, and it's going to make it a lot harder for us to dodge them, as well as just keep safe. But we do have triple attack as well as the burst attack, so that just tripled our damage output for our P Sprouts, and that's going to obviously keep us a lot safer. And then we also have RV collecting XP for us, so if we wanted, we could just stand still, and that's that. You really don't need any relics on her, and we are in a fantastic spot, as you can see. So very, very good, very, very strong, and we are just the happiest chappies possible in this case. Again, we don't really... Oh gosh, I did not see that elite. I wasn't looking that way. I was looking at the elite, the swordsman on top of me, and we landed up taking some free damage there, which is really not nice, but it doesn't really matter. Also, as you can see, there are some seeds on the floor that we're picking up every now and then. You don't really have to worry about the seeds. It's not going to make it better or worse for you, but it is what it is. But here we have our Raid Shrine. We are going to pick it up. We're going to see what we can get. Manny's bow is also pretty good. Not a summon, so we're going to deal less damage with it. We're going to just sell it for the extra XP. We could also just sell the axe. We're not going to be using it. And we'll grab ourselves Chili or the Lignon just for the extra damage going forward. We've got ourselves a Van Fear, or whatever his name is. Let's kill him as quickly as possible. To dodge the axes, you just wait for a certain point and then you just move out of their way. They do seem to be like focused on hitting you. So as long as you are moving around, what's the word I'm trying to say? So what you're going to do is you're going to see where they're coming from and then walk towards them, but towards the side, if that makes sense. So you sidestep them and move away from them, and that's going to keep you in a lot more of a safer situation than staying closer to the boss and then they kind of all converge on top of you. So best way to deal with those axes coming towards you is to see where they're coming from, move towards them and then step out of their way so that you are able to dodge them a lot easier. Alright, this is actually quite a difficult one, especially when you don't have your the skill tree. It does seem to be that we are taking a lot more damage as well as, you know, it just being difficult. But we are going to sell that, we don't need that, and then we're going to go for chili. But first we are going to level up our damage more stages there, and we can just put anything into chili. It's just going to be extra damage. It doesn't really have to be too much. Anything is better than nothing, and then he gets the burning damage anyway from this, so that's going to help with the damage as well. And any damage is extra damage, so we are more than happy to have any stats on chili. It doesn't have to be huge amounts of damage, because again, any explosive damage from the chili is going to make us in a much better spot than if we didn't have it. So that's just how it works. You could have, I mean, we could have re-rolled there for perfect stats. We have plenty of XP to waste on that. Again, once you get past the first wave or two, or once you get Peace Sprout up and going, then you are in the perfect spot to then spend all of your XP how you want. You can re-roll, you can do anything, but this is a good show of that. You don't really have to re-roll. It isn't necessary, and it puts you in a fantastic spot anyway. Alright, so we are finally on the boss. The only thing that I don't like about Ragnar specifically is that when you fight him, his phases last forever, and you know, maybe they could reduce the phasing or get rid of it, give him a little bit of a heal instead. But there will be times where, like, if you had reset with missing, you would just one-shot him all the way from full health to no health. I mean, you can already see just how much damage we did to him, and we are playing without a Yggdrasil tree, so it makes sense to have the shield, but maybe make this phase a lot less time. But again, that's going to change a couple of things, like they would have to reset the leaderboards, they would have to balance him a bit differently and things like that. So I understand why they've got the shield. I just wish that something could be done a little bit more about it to make it less of a long fight. So definitely the longest boss fight, but I am glad to see that the future bosses that they have been releasing don't have such long phases as Idea Ragnar does. So there we go, done and dusted. It took us 22.5 or 23 minutes, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you learned a thing or two about this, and always remember to keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.